Hey guys, Tom Berry TCG here with a deck profile of Scanlan Shorthold. I played this deck in the Webcam Warriors for Sam Tate on Sunday, and I just wanted to show what deck I played. I got top 8, losing to Devil Jin in top cuts after beating a Devil Jin on stream match. So this deck is a lot of fun. It is the most magic oriented deck that I've seen in UniVersus. It has a lot of different moving pieces and a lot of different combos, check hacks and negations, and it's so much fun, and I am super happy to be able to share this profile with everyone today. So let's get into it. First, we're going to start with Foundations, and I play 4 Magic Trap. This card is the MVP of the entire deck. The whole deck runs based on this specific card. It is a 2-diff 5-check Chaos Attuned Foundation with a response once per turn. After you play an action, you can give your opponent's next check to play a card -1, and that wording is very, very, very specific, because you do play cards such as Vile Seizing that make your opponent's check to play to make a check. This does not clear itself when you use that. So like I said, I play 4 Magic Traps. I do play 2 Incompatible Quirks. So I'm playing this because it's a reusable foundation. By removing a foundation, I can ready it. And there's a cool little combo that I play with this. I do play Koema's Task, and if you go back and watch Sam's event in round 3, there is a turn where I had built a Koema's Task face down, and I removed it to ready. So I got my mini game set up for Koema's Task online. Since Devil Jin doesn't play actions, you can't really respond to remove and negate. So this is really in here for speed resets. I'm sorry, not speed reduction, as well as to remove that piece. Now, the last I'm playing is Hacker Extraordinaire. I am only playing 7 foundations in this deck, and the reason is because of Scanlan's ability. Scanlan has a response and an enhance. His response says after a action is played during either player's turn, once per turn, I can build the top card of my deck face down as a foundation, and that is how you progress during the game. You're able to build in on both players' turns at least a foundation. I'm playing an asset that also allows me to build, and an attack that also lets me build. So it gives me more ramp cards. His enhance is commit for cost and reveal the top card of the deck. If it is a foundation, this attack gets +2 or -2 speed. If it is a non-foundation, it gains 4 speed or loses 4 speed, and then I get to pick up a non-attack from my discard pile and put it in my hand. So it allows me to get my Magic Traps from my discard pile if I check them. It allows me to get any action that I want to play, and you recycle a lot of your actions throughout the game. But that's just for my foundations. As you can see, I'm only playing 7 because it is the most optimized number to build with Scanlan because of his ability. Next, we're going to go into actions. I play 4 copies of Runaway. pretty self-explanatory. The card does not. This makes it to where your opponent doesn't gain momentum, but you still do technically take damage. You lose health for a cost, but it's not taking damage. This card with Magic Trap is really nice because the only thing that can be played as a response to this would be something that would negate action cards like Koetmas or Showdown. So if I have these in my Magic Traps out, when I pass my block, I go into before damage, I play this out, I check 5, I stuff the card pool, and then I give, before I stuff card pool, I give -4 and I build if I haven't already built. And then the next card they play is on a +5 progressive because you get -4 to the check to play a card, and then it stuffs the card pool. This card's really good. I'm going to be really sad when it leaves after this year. Probably the most used action in this deck. You're able to pick it up with Scanlan on his commit ability, but this card all around is a very good action. The next action I play is Cute Host. Cute Host allows you to sculpt hands. If you play on turn 1, you can play this on turn 1. And if you check a 3, you just commit your Scanlan. His ability is Tenacious to build in, so you're able to still use that while it's committed. Allows you to build the top card in with this, and then you draw 3 at the end. There were a lot of turns where I was sculpting for attacks, and I would play Cute Host on a 4, I'd check, I'd build in, and then I would end my turn right there. I would draw 3. And then I go into my opponent's turn with 7 cards in hand, and it gives me chances to block. It gives me chances to sculpt my hand with other actions, as well as getting more attacks by hand. Now for the 3s, we do play a decent amount of 3s, and we do play 4 copies of Koetmas Task. Like I said, this is part of a combo piece with Incompatible. You don't have to play the Incompatible to play this, but against lists that don't play actions, it does give you an out to be able to set it, either by building it in the top with Scanlan or by playing one of the assets that I do play, which is FAB and Hideout, and you can commit it to build a card from your hand as a foundation. As a face-down foundation. So it allows you just to play and manipulate, so to play its form, to call a card from your deck and call a card from your opponent's deck, and then you add all the copies that you call from your deck to your hand, and you remove all the ones from your opponent's from your opponent's deck on their side. Against my stream match against Double Gen, I did call Goblin Bolt and remove 3, and then added my last Koetmas to hand, played the Koetma again, called Teaming, and then I picked up Signal Shot, which is a really, really good attack in this deck. We'll get to the attacks in a minute, but it just allowed me to just string out on that turn. I like it. It's a good card. That's why we play it. We only play good cards here. The next 3 you're playing is Fierce Wings. Fierce Wings allows you to get any action outside of Cute Host and Runaway to your hand, so you get to recycle. It also has a response to where you can just remove it after a foundation of yours is committed or destroyed, and it allows you to build in a non-unique, which would be your Magic Traps or the one Hacker. This is probably the second most used card in action in the deck outside of Runaway. It just allows you to pick up the pieces you need, either for setting up for next turn or for just building out your stage. Being able to play this and adding, let's say you could add like Surprising Strength. You could pay your Surprising Strength EX or Powerful ability, and then play this and re-add it to your hand, replay it back, put it back in your momentum. It's a very very utilized and definitely a much needed card. The reason I'm playing Order is because of Cute Host and for Fierce Wings. It is probably the only reason I'm playing Order at the time. The next three I'm playing, like I said, Surprising Strength. Surprising Strength is a 3-diff action that when you play it, you give this attack either EX2 or Powerful 2, and then it adds itself into momentum. So it clears itself out of the card pool for its effect, and you get to build off if you haven't played one yet. I am playing a couple attacks that do want momentum, as well as VME. VME is a huge card in this deck. Unfortunately, the ban list has removed it from the equation, but like I said, this is what I played in Same's event, but this is definitely a good card. I don't know if I would take it out, only because it does become either a 4 on my turn or a 3 on your opponent's, depending on how you want to use it. The next action I'm playing is Connecting the Dots. This card's interesting. It is a pseudo signal shot. It says whenever an enhanced ability is played, you can respond with this card, and you can add any foundation from your stage to your hand, and then the check to block this attack becomes 3. Now the downside is if I played this on my opponent's attack, if I played it on my attack, my opponent gets a +3 to their block. Now if I combo this with magic traps, if I have 4 magic traps, they technically get a -1 instead of a -4 to their block. But it just allows me to pick up pieces that I build face down. It allows me to just manipulate either both offensively or defensively. The next two I'm playing is Queen Historia. Queen Historia has 2 modes. It is a draw 2 or a remove to selectively commit a foundation. I use both modes, just depending on board state. If I need something committed, selectively committed, I will lead with that and clear out the card pool, or if I'm just looking for more cards, I'll just draw. Next, I'm playing 3 Scanlan. This is a action card with a form, and the form is pretty good. It allows me to either spend a momentum to commit my opponent's character, or I can just selectively commit a foundation. It does have a card pool effect that says if this attack is blocked, either my attack or my opponent's attack, I can give the next attack either +3 or -3 damage. And if I have a lower printed hand size than my opponent, then it builds face down committed. If it's against another 5-hander, I just get free damage either offensively or defensively with Scanlan's hand. I really like this card. I'm fairly happy with it. I couldn't ask for anything better. The form is nice if I wanted to go, if I was going first, to either commit a foundation and build in with Scanlan if I needed to get the free momentum, because I'm only playing the 7 foundations. Same thing with Cute Host. And then I'm playing one other form, and I will get to that in just a second. Moving on to the ones, we are playing 3 Genkai's Guidance. It's just a negation, or it's a removal. It allows me to put players in jail. With magic traps, I could run away, give them -4 to the check, stuff the card pool. The next attack they try to play is, -4 to the check. Let's say they attempt to play a 4-diff on a 5. They check a 3, it becomes a -2. And then if they happen to commit out, you just Genkai's Guidance. You send your actions and whatnot to the discard, and then you just cancel out their attack. So they just commit for nothing. I probably used the first form maybe twice, but probably 9 times out of 10 it was always the response. And then the last action I'm playing 4 copies of Raise Wall. Raise Wall is interesting. It is a 0 diff form to add a wall counter to my character, and then I can draw a card. It also has an enhance that says after you block with it, that attack will lose shift. So if it is a shifting attack, you cancel out the shift and then you draw a card. And it works really well with Scanlan. You can, like I say, you can play it, put your wall counter, play it, build 1 face down, draw a card, put a wall counter, and then we are also playing determined dives. So you definitely want to have your wall counters for that card. It just allows you to draw more, and then as well as build. The build's free, so you don't have to worry about if you don't want to play the walls. I like the walls. I think they're really good. So I'm playing a total of 7, 9, 10, 13. I'm playing 13 always live forms with a +4 on the situational forms to be able to play before I play an attack, or if I'm going first, it gives me 13 forms to play and to build in an extra foundation. So those are my actions. We're going to go into attacks, and the first attack we play is for Signal Shot. Signal Shot has a blitz effect that allows me to pick up a foundation and add it to my hand, and then you get to build the top card in from your deck into your stage. So if you check a 3, you commit a card face down that you want to add to your hand, and then you add it to your hand and you just refresh your one that you pay for it. This card's really good. The only downside is it's slow, but more than likely they're going to take 4 damage. Just take your momentum. The next attack I play are 4 Big Fist Bash. The card says Breaker 3. I never used the static ability to -1 on difficulty and +1, plus damage. I did enhance to discard 2 to add a mid attack. A few times I would VME a Vile Seizing while they're in deadlock to mid, and then play this and add it to your hand and replay back. The Breaker 3 came in more than anything, especially if I know they're not playing actions. I could just play an action on my attack, and I'm sorry, if they're attacking me, I play an action to give their next check -3 or 4, and then I breaker block for 3. So just giving them a -7 to their check is going to end their turn. Either they're going to waste a card if they really need it, or they'll just pass. And that's all you want for this deck. You want to play the control game. You want to make sure that they can play. They're very limited on the number of cards they play, and Breaker 3 definitely helps. I probably, with VME leaving, I might take this down, either take it down to 3 or take it out completely. It really just depends on what kind of speed hate I can get, if I have access to speed hate. The next one is Vile Seizing. A lot of my attacks have Breaker, only because like I said, check hacks is the name of the game. So back to Magic Trap, because this ability says make a check on a 7. If they fail, then you draw a card and gain 2 damage. Magic Trap gets around this because you're not playing a card, you're checking for an effect. So it allows you to be able to keep that check hack in. This card's really good. In this version, it's pretty good. As far as what I would replace with it after rotation, I mean, we have some time. We have some more cards coming out, so hopefully we get something decent that would be able to replace that. The next stack, I'm playing 3 Determined Dive. Determined Dive, it just ramps foundations for me. and it also lets me recycle the card I play. So if I play this out on a 4, I get to draw a card if I have a wall counter, and then it allows me to build in. It is committed, so it is kind of an issue, but then you have stuff like connecting the dots that you could play, or you could go in with a signal shot afterward if it is a good card and you want to pick it up, and then you just able to combo on top of that. I do play 4 Walk the Dog. Walk the Dog is Walk the Dog. It is just a very good card. There were a couple turns where I played, they had one foundation committed. I played Walk the Dog on a 7. I would check a 5. I would commit 3. I would use Scanlan's ability to commit to give it 4 speed, and it's a 10 low for 6 with stun 1 and draw. Card is very good, and I probably wouldn't replace it with anything, only because it checks all the boxes you want. Later in the game, it does allow you to play it off of on less than an 8, and the powerful is not bad either. Last attack I'm playing 4 Falling Debris. We do get a decent amount of momentum. This card won me several games. I would sit with 4 or 5 momentum. If they were in deadlock, it just snowballs after that. Being able to swap this with VME, so if you play this on a 5, let's say you give it 3/3, and then you swap it to a mid, give it 3 speed, you Big Fist, add it back to your hand, and then you play this on a 6. And then if they're in deadlock, you just add 2 more momentum. So it just snowballs between the 2 big deadlock pieces, or these 2. I'm really happy with this attack lineup. I think going into next set, Hanji's Last Stand is really good. It might replace these now that VME is gone, so I don't have to. I don't really have an easy way to use that momentum that I can just free build in. But with Hanji, it allows me to build in more foundations. And it's also, I think it's a stun. So, but I think Hanji's Last Stand is pretty good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Replace a 5 for a 5. And those are the attacks. And then last, we are playing a few assets. We're playing a Dottie. Dottie allows me to use several of my assets over again. Let's see. So the big ones would be T88. T88's ability says commit. Your opponent mills a card. If it is a foundation, they get a -1 to your check. If it is a non-foundation, then I get +2 to my check. And then being able to just go mill a card, cool, you're minus check. I'm going to Doty if I don't have anything else, just to re-ready it for my next attack, and I can redo it again. Doty's second ability is, as Tenacious, says if an attack has higher damage, if it has damage higher than my current HP, then I can reduce it back to printed. It's just under item box, which is really good because you can item box in this as well, and then reset it, and then that way you have another item box, and then you technically have a third depending on your life total. I really like Doty. I'm glad Doty's a unique, because I would have 4 out if it was possible. I am playing 1 Dr. Ichigaki. It's just a negation, pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward. We're playing 2 Cabin Hideout. The form is what you want on this card. The form allows you to get a free build. It is a hand build, so you are able to selectively put what you want. If you know that you have a signal shot in hand, you can technically build down an attack, play your signal shot, you check the 3, you commit it, you re-add it back to hand if you really wanted to. You're not really losing anything. The deadlock's really nice if they go to deadlock. It just allows me to look before I Scanlan effect, or if I know that I can draw cards. I can just be like, well, I'll just look at it anyways. And there's no downside to it. And then the last I'm playing for the last time for VME. VME's VME gives me speed manipulation, gives me damage. There were a couple games where I needed the damage, and I would VME effect, give it speed, commit for damage, and then re-ready with Dodie. And then that way I had it to push 2 extra damage. If I was playing against a backup, I would just go like if I was attacking to the backup, I can just give it 2 damage and then re-ready it, and then wait on the Dodie on the next one, and just go straight forward there. But that is my Scanlan short halt deck list. I really enjoyed this deck. I had a thought about playing a no foundation Scanlan list. It did okay, but then Magic Trap is such a drug, and it is so good. Like, if you've been hurt by Scanlan short halt and Magic Trap, leave a like, leave a comment, tell your friends about it. I was hoping to play this in Albuquerque later in May, but unfortunately I just wasn't able to. So with that, depending on the rest of Attack on Titan 3, I might either play this or bring something new. So but thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching my deck profile on Scanlan short halt, and I hope to see you soon.